Toby.
I'm like, no, Topi.
Toby?
I'm like, no. So I said, just call me David. That's my middle name. She's like,
No, I insist. I'm gonna get it right.
and Hey guys, I'm Toby Luwaya, and welcome to the first episode of Speed Paint Storytime, where you will join me as I create a new painting, and you get to hear a story from my life. Why, you may ask? Well, looking back on my life, I learned a lot of lessons, and I think that you might learn some too. Plus, who doesn't like watching art being created? No idea. So let's get things started. Today's story, my tragic trip to Rome. Our story begins in 2007. At the time, I was still a makeup artist. I would travel the country with this photographer that we will call Bella. Bella is a really cool person, free-spirited, easy to get along with. She always had her dog with her. Her dog's name was Bingo. Oh, that's what we'll call him, Bingo. He was a small Pomeranian, black. He had a little winky eye from getting in fights with other dogs. He also didn't seem to be aware of how small he actually was. We ended up having a shoot in Rome, and I got really excited until she explained to me that this shoot was going to be in Rome, Georgia. And I'm not sure if you've ever been to Rome, Georgia, but it's a small place with small-minded people. Well, usually it would be us two, her dog, and an assistant that we'll call Fred. But Fred was a really toxic person. He never really worked. He just caused problems on the shoot. And this shoot was not one that he needed to be there for. Now, at this time, I had never been to Rome, Georgia. I just heard about it. So as we're heading there, we have to go through the mountains. And the mountains are very windy. It's very confusing if you've never been through that way before, which I had not. So, but before we left, Bella had this thing about packing bottles of wine and cartons of cigarette. I neither smoke nor drink. She seemed to really enjoy it. Her philosophy was work hard and then treat yourself. So, I mean, who might argue with that? So, back to the trip. We are headed through the mountains. I'm looking around, trying to track the place, but like I said before, it's very windy. If you've never been there before, it's confusing. With these shoots, we tend to leave a day early so we can get settled in and start fresh the next day. But that usually doesn't go as planned because we would always leave late. Bella was a big procrastinator. Well, because we left late, we got to Rome extremely late and we were hungry. And we ended up staying with her friend, Jenny. Now, Jenny was the owner of the agency we were shooting at. And I should have known there was an issue because when you are booked for shoots, they usually put you up in a hotel. But no, we were staying with Jenny. So she gave us the address to her house. When we get there, it is pitch black. It is creepy. Think of Children of the Corn. And the house is not one of those antebellum haunted houses with ghosts from the 1850s. It was a one-story house, and these ghosts were probably from the 80s. I don't know. But once we got there, she just appeared out of nowhere. Now, Jenny is a very thin, kind of skittish woman. She was really nice when she came and approached us. She introduced herself. I introduced myself. But she couldn't get my name right. My name is Topi, and she kept saying,
Toby.
I'm like, no, Topi.
Toby?
I'm like, no. So I just call me David. That's my middle name. She's like,
No, I insist. I'm gonna get it right.
and I really hate when people, you know what? I don't hate it. I appreciate when people try to get your name right. But once I say just use the middle name, just use it. Because no one wants to hear their name butchered every time you say it. Well, we get out of the Jeep. We're talking to Jenny. Bella has Bingo with her, and Bingo starts running around, and then Jenny starts freaking out. She tells us that she has these two big dogs that we could hear barking in the background, but she says they bite. She has them chained up, but she says don't let Bingo out of your sight because they will attack him. So Bella scoops him up, takes him with her like she usually does. Now, more about Jenny. See, Jenny, when she talks to you, she seems to be very nice at first, but the longer she talks, she starts seeing that her voice gets really skittish. Everything she talks about starts to go down a little lane of trauma from her past. So just to let you know what kind of person she is. I'm not saying she's a bad person. It's just a little weird, a little trouble. So we enter this haunted house, right? And they start catching up. Jenny shows me to my room. The room is freezing cold. I look at the bed. It has clean bed sheets on it, and then it has another folded bed sheet just sitting there. And she says,
I'm so sorry, I don't have any blankets for you because my dogs were wrapped up in it, and it's just got dog hair everywhere.
And I'm thinking, but you knew we were coming though. And you didn't think to wash it, or maybe she just doesn't wash them. Then it made me question the bed sheets. But at this point, I'm like super hungry. We'll deal with that later. So we all head out, but there's nowhere to eat because it's a small town, so everything is closed except for bars and liquor stores, and they wanted to drink. So we went to the liquor store. Once we get to the liquor store, we get out, and as we're walking towards the liquor store, the owner comes out to meet us. Jenny greets him. She obviously knows who this guy is. And he just stares at me and says,
"He can't come in here."
And I'm like, oh, okay. Everybody's confused. And then he says it again.
"He can't come in here."
And then I realize what's going on. See, Jenny and Bella are Caucasian women. And I am 100% pure Nigerian chocolate. So instantly I realized the store owner, he's allergic to chocolate. So I think to myself, this is a win-win situation because I don't drink and I really don't want to go in there walking around looking for alcohol I'm not going to drink. And this guy is allergic to chocolate and I don't need to be near him. I don't want him to have a reaction. So I just head back to the Jeep and sit with Bingo. Now, as I watch them, I see Jenny just arguing with him. And I'm just like, you live here. You know he's allergic to chocolate. So I just ignore the whole thing. I turn the radio on and I just wait for them. And they eventually come back. They don't go and get any drinks, I guess in solidarity. So then we start heading downtown because that's where the bars are. Jenny starts telling me about how great the bars are, how great the food is. They have great burgers and steaks. And I'm thinking, oh, that's great. Well, I'll probably just have Bella order me a burger just in case there are more people who work there who may be allergic to chocolate as well. So we get to the bar. We had to show ID and get little wristbands like it was some nightclub or something. And the security lady is at the door, and she's this really small older lady. And as we walk in, she grabs my wrist. Now, I don't know why she's grabbing my wrist. So I look at her and she looks me dead in my eyes with all seriousness and says,
"If you go in there, I won't be able to help you."
I'm not like, what? So she repeats the same thing.
"I won't be able to help you."
And then I realize, oh, the people in here are not just allergic to chocolate. They are full-blown top shelf racists. The way she stared at me and told me this, it made me feel like there was a KKK rally meeting going on inside and this area might have the strongest chapter. So, I'm no fool. I go back in the Jeep with Bingo because Bingo's a black Pomeranian. He might not be welcome either. So I was like, we'll stick together. Jenny and Bella, they end up realizing finally that I did not come in and they come looking for me. And when I tell them what the old lady told me, Jenna got upset again. So she goes and she starts yelling and going off and getting really jumpy. And at this point, I'm done. I'm just like, the day is done. Let's just go home. So after some time, we all get back in the Jeep. We head back to her home. When we get there, she offers me some food. She says she can make me something, and that's not happening. I'm good. I would rather take my chances with starvation. So I just head off to bed. But the problem is, like I had said before, this house is haunted. I'm laying there, covered up in this sheet, and it's not incubating me at all. I'm losing all my heat, and you can hear the wind blowing so hard. It's like howling. You can just hear it just.
Don't sleep on that your ass.
So I'm like, this poltergeist wind is keeping me up. And then, to make matters worse, like I said before, Bella brings her own wine. So they pop that open and they are getting just slizzard. They're gone. They drink all night long and they are loud. Remember, people, we are here for a shoot, which means we have to get up early in the morning and work. So the next day, it's a pretty dismal day. I'm super tired because I've got no sleep because of this wind spirit, and Bella, she's pretty sluggish herself because of the night before. The one thing I will say is that the shoot, though that place had no modeling talent for us to work with, but they had really nice people. The clients were really nice, surprisingly, but still, horrible day. It was just very sluggish, very slow. So after that, day is done. I'm just ready to get back, try and get some sleep. And then Jenny approaches me and is really excited.
Toby, got some good news for you.
I'm like, what's up? She's like,
Remember last night, that lady who was just so rude to you? I spoke to someone and I got her fired.
why? Why would you do that? That's the one person that was keeping me out of harm's way. So I really don't understand what that was about, but what could I do at this point? So I just suggest we order a pizza and call it a day, and everybody agrees because there's no way I'm eating outside of the home at this point. So after I have my pizza, I head back to bed. I'm just like, I'm going to try to get some sleep, which does not happen because they repeat the night before. So day 2 rolls around and I'm dreading this day. I don't want to go, but I'm a professional, so I do what I gotta do. So we're on time and we're about to leave, but then Bella can't find Bingo. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, Bingo doesn't really play an intricate part in us working, so he can stay in the house. But no, we end up being late looking for Bingo. But we can't find him. We can't find him inside the house at all. Now, Jenny isn't there. She left earlier than us to open the agency. So Bella suggests we look outside, and she heads out there and is looking around, and then I hear a scream. I head outside. I'm looking around. I see Bella. She's crouched over, and as I approach her, I see her holding Bingo. Bingo is bleeding, and he's barely breathing. We don't know what is going on. Bella is frantic. We hop in the Jeep, we call Jenny and start asking her where's the nearest vet so we can get him there, see what's wrong. But remember, people, we're in a small town and it's Sunday, so everything is closed. So we just head straight to the agency to get Jenny, see what she can do, because apparently she knows everyone in the town. And she seems to, because she was able to find a vet friend who would come in and see Bingo and find out what's wrong with him. So we head to the location. Bella hops out, rushes in with Bingo. Jenny goes with her. I stay in the truck because I'm like, I can't do anything. I'll just be in the way at this point. And I'm thinking, yeesh, I really hope we don't have to shoot today. I mean, I know Bingo's hurt. But I don't want to shoot today. Well, not too long after that, Bella comes out with Bingo in her arms, wrapped up in her jacket. She's crying. She gets in the Jeep, and I'm asking her, like, what's going on? What's wrong with him? And she said, Bingo died. It ends up that somehow Bingo got outside, and when he did, like Jenny warned us, her dogs attacked him. He must have approached them because they were still chained up. But One of the dogs jumped on him and snapped his spine, amongst other things. Bella was distraught. She just wanted to go home, and I completely understood. So we headed back to the agency. I packed up everything and we started heading back home. The only problem with this is, like I said before, this is my first time going through the mountains to get there. I didn't drive, by the way. So I'm the driver going back, and I have no GPS, and my navigator, Bella, is distraught, understandably. So I like to pride myself on knowing my whereabouts. So on the way there, I did take notes of some landmarks. So I try to figure my way back. As I do, I have Bella to the side of me, crying hysterically, holding Bingo, and his head is cocked, staring dead at me with his tongue hanging out. I don't know what to say. It was a very awkward situation. This was the most awkward 2-hour drive of my life. Bella calls Fred to let him know what's going on, let him know we're coming back early. By the time we get there, he's waiting for us. I don't know what to do because she's just upset and she would not let go of this dead dog, but she says she wants to bury him in her backyard. Now, I've never buried a dead body, so I was a little hesitant. I didn't know what to do, but then something surprising happened. Fred just stepped up. Now, this is not the Fred I know. He's a detestable human being. Sometimes I wonder why he's still alive. Like, how did you make it this far in life? That kind of person. So he just took Bingo from her. He found some kind of box, a shoe box, put him in, and he dug a hole and buried Bingo for her. Then he came back in and comforted her. I was very surprised. Not too long after this, Fred ended up getting Bella a new dog and a slew of cats for some reason. And she didn't want either one of them, but she has a big heart, so she ended up keeping all of them. And that's how the story of how my tragic trip to Rome ended. It was kind of sad, but I learned a lot. The first thing I learned was be careful what you ask for, because you might get it, but at a cost that you may not be willing to pay. Number 2, listen to your gut. Your safety is not worth any amount of money. Had I just thought about it a little more, I would have just turned down that shoot, because the people there are racist and I'm chocolatey, so it just didn't mix. Like, there's no reason for me to be there. Number 3, despite how terrible a person seems, never judge them, because everyone has some good in them. You don't have to like them though. With Fred, I still don't like Fred actually, but when it came down to being compassionate and helping out, he stepped up in a big way. I can't ever fault him for that. It made me look at him in a different way. And then number 4, no matter what the situation, with time, if you're willing, a broken heart can be healed. And that's all I got for you guys today, so thank you for listening. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that story. And as for this lovely painting here, I call it Deja. And if you would like to make it yours, it'll be available on my website, which you can find in the description below. I thank you for watching this episode. It's my first one. I'm really excited. I really appreciate the support. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, good or bad, always embrace your experiences, because at the end of the day, you'll always have a story to tell.